The folder sat under my chair through the entire wedding ceremony. Trust fund documents, bank statements, lawyers' findings, 150,000 reasons I shouldn't be here. But I came anyway, wore a suit, smiled for photos, played supportive brother. I'm Cameron, 29. I track other people's money for a living. The irony isn't lost on me, considering what happened to mine. My sister Melissa was getting married. Big wedding, expensive venue, 200 guests who probably spent more on their outfits than I spent on groceries in a month. Mom had guilt-tripped me into attending after 4 years of no contact. It's your sister's wedding, Cameron. What will people think? People would think I had better things to do. They'd be right. But the folder came with me, just in case. Turns out I'd need it. The ceremony was fine, standard wedding stuff. Melissa looked happy. Her husband Jake seemed decent enough. Vows were exchanged. Rings were placed. Everyone cried at the appropriate moments. I sat in the back, clapped politely, avoided eye contact with my parents. Then came the reception. Mom had insisted I sit at the head table. Not with the wedding party, not with cousins. Right next to her and Dad, where everyone could see me. Red flag number 1. Red flag number 2. She kept smiling at me. That smile. The one that means she's planning something, and I'm going to hate it. We made it through dinner. Speeches started. Melissa's maid of honor told a story about their college days. Jake's best man made a joke about their first date. Standard reception fare. Then Mom stood up, glass in hand. That smile fully deployed. Can I have everyone's attention? The room quieted. 200 people turned to look at our table. I felt my hand drift toward the folder under my chair. I just want to say how blessed we are, Mom began, to have everyone here celebrating Melissa and Jake's love. Okay, standard speech. Maybe I was paranoid. And speaking of blessings, I wasn't paranoid. I have a wonderful announcement. My hand was on the folder now. Cameron, she gestured at me like I was a prize on a game show, has generously offered to pay for the honeymoon. I didn't choke on my champagne because I'd stopped drinking the second she stood up. Self-preservation instincts. But the room erupted in applause. Actual clapping. Like this was planned. Like I'd agreed to this. Bora Bora, Mom announced, getting louder with each word. 2 weeks, all expenses paid, $25,000. The number hung in the air like a slap. $25,000. Melissa was crying. Happy tears. Jake looked stunned. The crowd was awing like they'd just witnessed a proposal. And I was sitting there with my hand on a folder full of documents that proved my mother had some nerve. Mom sat down, beaming, squeezed my shoulder. Isn't that wonderful? I looked at her. Really looked at her. When did I offer this? Oh, don't be modest, she waved her hand dismissively. You're doing so well for yourself, you can afford it. Can I afford it? Can I afford it? The woman who helped steal my entire inheritance was now announcing what I could afford to the entire wedding. I felt something shift inside me. Not anger exactly. More like clarity. I'd been carrying that folder for 4 years. To family events I got guilt-tripped into attending. To dinners where I sat in silence. To holidays where everyone pretended we were fine. Waiting for the right moment. This was the moment. I stood up. The room went quiet. 200 faces turning toward me. Can I afford it? I repeated. Voice calm. The kind of calm that makes people nervous. Mom's smile faltered slightly. Honey, sit down. Let me check. I pulled out my phone. Made a show of opening my banking app, scrolled through it. Let me see. Do I have $25,000 lying around? Dad's voice came low. Cameron. Warning, threatening, the lawyer voice. I ignored him, kept scrolling my phone. You know what? You're right, Mom. Let me check my trust fund. I looked up, smiled. Not a nice smile. Oh, wait, that's right. I reached under my chair, pulled out the folder. The folder I'd been carrying for 4 years. I don't have a trust fund anymore. I opened it. Documents spilling onto the white tablecloth. Because you stole it. Someone dropped a fork. The sound echoed like a gunshot in the silent room. Remember? Mom's face went white. Dad stood up. This is not the time or place. Really? Because announcing I'm paying $25,000 without asking me seemed like the perfect time and place to you. I spread the documents across the table. Bank statements, trust fund agreements, withdrawal records. Let me refresh everyone's memory. My grandfather, your dad, Mom, died when I was 10. Left me a trust fund. $150,000. For college. For my future. I turned to address the room. Every single person staring. I was supposed to get it when I turned 25. Except when I turned 25 and asked about it, my parents told me there was no money, that Grandpa didn't leave much, that I must have misunderstood as a kid. Melissa's face had gone pale. She was gripping Jake's hand. So I hired a lawyer. I pulled out the investigation report. Cost me $3,000 I didn't have. Had to put it on a credit card. But you know what he found? I held up the bank statements. Let people at nearby tables see them. The trust fund existed. $150,000. And between the time I was 18 and 22, my parents, who were the trustees, drained every single penny. Cameron, please. Mom's voice cracked. Please what? Please don't tell everyone the truth. Please keep pretending everything's fine. I picked up the itemized breakdown, the one my lawyer had prepared, the one I'd memorized. Want to know where the money went? I have receipts. Dad tried to grab the papers. I pulled them back. $80,000. I read from the document. Melissa's college tuition, 4 years at private school, full ride. Melissa made a sound, small, broken. What? You thought it was from Grandpa's savings, right? That's what they told you? She nodded. Tears streaming now. Nope. That was my trust fund, my inheritance. Used to pay for your education while I worked 2 jobs and went to community college. Jake's arm was around Melissa. He was staring at my parents like they'd grown second heads. $40,000, I continued. Mom and Dad's credit card debt. They maxed out cards, couldn't pay them back, used my money to clear the balance. We were going through a hard time, Dad started. So was I. I was 18, working graveyard shifts at a warehouse, eating ramen because I couldn't afford real food. But sure, your credit card debt was the real emergency. I showed the final line. $30,000. Down payment on a timeshare in Florida. Someone in the crowd gasped. A timeshare? You know those vacation properties everyone regrets buying? How many times have you used it, Dad? Twice? 3 times? Silence. Total stolen, $150,000. Every cent my grandfather left me. A voice from across the room. Grandma, my grandfather's widow. Standing up. Hands shaking. What did you say? Everyone turned to look at her. Grandma. I kept my voice gentle. You didn't know. They didn't tell you either. She was walking toward our table. Face red. Eyes blazing. You stole from him? You stole the money my husband left for Cameron's future? Mom, please, my mother tried. Don't you dare, Mom, please me. That money was supposed to take care of him. That was Robert's dying wish. The room was dead silent. You could hear breathing. Meanwhile, I continued, looking at my parents. I took out $60,000 in student loans, worked full-time through college, lived in a studio apartment with 3 roommates, ate ramen and peanut butter sandwiches, while Melissa studied abroad and came home for holidays. I didn't know, Melissa's voice was anguished. Cameron, I swear, I didn't know. I know, I looked at her. Meant it. This isn't about you. You didn't steal anything. You just benefited from theft you didn't know was happening. Jake spoke up. First time I'd heard him talk all night. Let me get this straight. You stole $150,000 from your son, and you're asking him to pay $25,000 for a honeymoon? We were going to pay him back, Mom was crying now. Mascara running. When? I pulled out more documents. I found out about this 4 years ago. I've been waiting, watching. You haven't paid back a single dollar. We don't have it because you spent it on Melissa's college, on yourselves, on a vacation property you never use. Grandma had reached our table. She looked at the documents, at the bank statements showing zero balance. My Robert left that money for you. Her voice was shaking. He wanted you taken care of. I know, Grandma. She turned to my parents. How could you? How could you steal from your own child? We didn't steal. Dad's lawyer voice was activating. We were trustees. We had legal access. You had a fiduciary duty. The voice came from Uncle Tom, standing up 3 tables over. He's an accountant too. You were supposed to manage that money for Cameron's benefit, not your own. That's breach of fiduciary duty. That's fraud. Other family members were standing now. Aunt Sarah, Cousin Mike, the reasonable ones. Is this true? Aunt Sarah demanded. Did you really take his inheritance? Mom was full-on sobbing now. We needed it. We were drowning in debt. Melissa deserved a good education. And I didn't? I kept my voice level. I'm your son too. But I got lies and debt while Melissa got my money? You were always so independent, Mom tried. I was independent because I had to be, because you gave me no choice. I gathered the documents, put them back in the folder. Here's the fun part. I had my lawyer look into legal options. Criminal charges? Statute of limitations is 7 years. I found out 4 years ago. Too late. Dad's face showed relief. Brief? Stupid. But civil court? Different story. I could sue you for the full amount plus compound interest. $150,000, grown at the rate the trust was supposed to earn over 11 years? About $210,000. Mom gasped. Grandma said, do it. I looked at her. What? Sue them. Take every penny. It's yours. I shook my head. I'm not going to. Confusion rippled through the room. I'm not suing them. Know why? I looked at my parents. Because 4 years ago when I found out, I had a choice. I could drag you through court, destroy what's left of this family, and maybe get some money back. Or I could cut my losses. Go no contact. Build my life without you. I grabbed my jacket. I chose option 2. Paid off my student loans. Finished last year, by the way, thanks for not asking. Bought a condo. Built a career. Did it all without the trust fund. Without you. Then why bring this up now? Dad's voice was desperate. I looked at Mom. Because you just announced, without asking, without permission, that I'm spending $25,000. After you stole $150,000 from me. The sheer audacity deserved a response. I turned to Melissa. She was crying. Jake looked shell-shocked. Congratulations on your marriage. I mean that. I hope you're happy together. I paused. But I'm not paying for your honeymoon. I'm not paying for anything. I already paid. With 4 years of community college while you were at private school. With $60,000 in student loans. With every dinner shift and warehouse overnight I worked while you studied abroad. She was sobbing. Cameron, I'm so sorry. I didn't know. I swear. I know. And I don't blame you. But I don't owe you anything either. I looked at the room. 200 witnesses. Anyone want copies of these documents? I've got extras. 3 hands went up. Uncle Tom, Aunt Sarah, and Grandma. I'll email them to you. I walked toward the exit. Grandma followed me. Cameron, wait. I stopped. Turned. She pulled me into a hug, fierce, strong. Come to my house tomorrow. We need to talk. Okay. She pulled back. Looked at my parents. We're done. You and me. Finished. Then she walked out. Half the wedding followed her. The other half sat in stunned silence, looking at my parents like they were strangers. I got to my car. A Honda Civic. 7 years old. Paid off. Bought with money I earned. Sat there for a minute. Hands shaking. Not from fear. From relief. 4 years I'd been carrying that folder. Waiting for the right moment. And now everyone knew. I pulled out my phone. 17 missed calls already. 20-something texts. One from Melissa. Please call me, please. I didn't know. I swear I didn't know. I replied, I know. We'll talk soon. Not tonight. She sent back, I'm so sorry. Me too. I drove home, to my one-bedroom condo, small, clean, mine. Made tea. Sat on my couch, the one I'd bought from IKEA and assembled myself because I couldn't afford movers. And for the first time in 4 years, I felt light. The truth was out. No more pretending. No more showing up to family events and acting like everything was fine. They couldn't lie anymore, and I didn't have to carry that folder around wondering what if. I knew exactly what if. And it felt good. My phone buzzed. Text from Grandma. Proud of you. See you tomorrow at 2. Bring that folder. I smiled. Set the folder on my coffee table. Tomorrow I'd find out what Grandma wanted. Tonight? Tonight I was going to sleep better than I had in years. Because sometimes the best inheritance isn't money. It's knowing exactly who your family really is. And choosing yourself anyway. Grandma's house smelled like cinnamon and justice. I showed up at 2 p.m. sharp, folder in hand. She opened the door before I could knock. Cameron, come in. Her house was exactly as I remembered. Photos of Grandpa everywhere. The good china in the cabinet. Furniture older than me but built to last. Unlike trust funds, apparently. She led me to the kitchen table. 2 cups of coffee already poured. A plate of cookies I knew she'd made this morning because that's what Grandma does when she's processing rage. She bakes. Sit. I sat. She sat across from me, folded her hands. Looked at me with those sharp eyes that missed nothing. Show me everything. I opened the folder, spread it all out, bank statements, withdrawal records, the lawyer's investigation, all of it. She read through it slowly, methodically, her face getting harder with each page. $80,000 for Melissa's college, she said finally. Not a question, a statement. Yes. Your college fund, that Robert specifically set aside for you. Yes. And they told you there was no money. They said Grandpa didn't leave much. That I must have remembered wrong. Her hand slammed on the table. Coffee cups jumped. That lying son of a... She stopped. Took a breath. I'm sorry, that's my daughter. But right now I'm so angry I could spit. You and me both, Grandma. She kept reading. Got to the timeshare. Her jaw clenched. A timeshare? They spent $30,000 of your money on a Florida timeshare? The American dream. She almost smiled. Almost. You're handling this better than I would. I've had 4 years to process it. You're getting the highlight reel. She set down the papers. Looked at me. Why didn't you tell me? When you found out 4 years ago? I thought about it, but you just had surgery, your hip, and I didn't want to stress you out. So you carried this alone? Yeah? For 4 years? Yeah? She reached across the table, grabbed my hand, squeezed hard. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. If Robert knew, her voice cracked. He'd be devastated. I know. He loved you so much. He set up that trust because he wanted you to have opportunities. He wanted you taken care of. I know, Grandma. And they stole it. Yeah, they did. We sat in silence for a minute, just breathing. Then she stood up, walked to her desk, pulled out a folder of her own. I called my lawyer this morning, after what happened at the wedding. Oh boy. She opened the folder, showed me a document. This is my will. As of this morning, your mother is no longer a beneficiary. I blinked. Grandma, everything goes to you, the house, the savings, my retirement accounts, all of it. You don't have to do that. Yes, I do. Robert wanted you taken care of. Since his trust fund can't do that anymore, mine will. How much are we talking about? The accountant in me needed to know. About $300,000. I nearly fell off my chair. $300,000? I'm old, Cameron. I've been saving. And I'll be damned if your mother gets another penny after what she did to you. Grandma, that's your retirement. I'm 82. My retirement is mostly doctor's appointments and complaining about the weather. I don't need $300,000. You do. I'm doing okay. You paid off $60,000 in student loans that should have never existed. You worked yourself to the bone because your parents stole from you. This is the least I can do. She pulled out another document. I'm also establishing a trust for Melissa's kids, if she has any, 50,000. But your mother and father can't touch it. Ever. That's generous. That's strategic. Melissa's innocent in this. Stupid for not asking questions, but innocent. Her kids shouldn't suffer because their grandparents are thieves. I had to smile. You've thought this through. I've had 12 hours and a lot of rage. It's a productive combination. My phone buzzed. I glanced at it. Text from Mom. Mom. We need to talk. This has gone too far. I showed Grandma. She snorted. Too far? Too far? She stole $150,000 and she thinks you've gone too far? The audacity is impressive. Don't respond. Wasn't planning to. Another buzz. Dad this time. Dad. Your mother is beside herself. You humiliated us in front of everyone. Oh, let me see that one. Grandma grabbed my phone. Reddit. Her face went purple. She typed something. Hit send before I could stop her. Grandma, what did you… I told him good. You should be humiliated. You're thieves. My phone immediately rang. Dad calling. Don't answer, Grandma said. I'm not. It went to voicemail. Then rang again. Then again. He's persistent. He's panicking. He knows I changed my will. Your Aunt Sarah told him. How does Aunt Sarah know? I called her this morning, and Tom, and your cousin Mike, told them everything, sent them copies of your documents. You've been busy. I told you, rage is productive. My phone kept buzzing. I turned it off. Good boy, Grandma said. We drank coffee, ate cookies, sat in comfortable silence. What are you going to do now? She asked finally. What I've been doing. Work, live my life, keep my distance. No lawsuit? What's the point? They don't have the money. I'd win in court and get nothing except legal bills. Principle? I made my point last night, in front of 200 people. That's enough. She nodded. Smart. Your grandfather would be proud. I hope so. I know so. Another buzz. My phone turning itself back on or something. No, wait. Different phone. Grandma's. She checked it. Your sister. Melissa? Wants to know if you're here, if she can come over. I thought about it. Yeah. Okay, Grandma texted back. 10 minutes later, the doorbell rang. Melissa stood on the porch. Eyes red. No makeup. Wearing jeans and a hoodie. Not the bride from last night. Just my sister. Can I come in? Of course, honey, Grandma said. Melissa came in, saw me at the table, stopped. I'm so sorry. I know. No, you don't. Cameron, She started crying. Full crying. I didn't know. I swear to God I didn't know. I stood up, pulled out a chair. Sit. She sat. Grandma got her coffee. I thought Grandpa left money for my college, Melissa said. That's what Mom told me. She said he'd wanted to make sure I got a good education. He did want that. But the money was mine. Not a general college fund. Mine specifically. And they just took it. Yeah? For 4 years? Yep. She put her head in her hands. Jake wants to postpone the honeymoon. Good. He's smart. He's furious. At them. He said if I want to have a relationship with them, fine. But he's done. Can't blame him. He married into a family of thieves. That's a lot. Are we? A family of thieves? I thought about it. Mom and Dad are. You and me? We're just collateral damage. I benefited from it. You didn't know. But I should have. $80,000, Cameron. I should have asked questions. You were 18. You trusted them. That's not a crime. But, Melissa, I kept my voice gentle. I'm not mad at you. I'm mad at them. There's a difference. She looked at me, tears streaming. How can you not hate me? Because you're my sister, and you didn't steal from me. They did. I went to private school while you went to community college. Yep. I studied abroad while you worked night shifts. Also, yes. I got everything while you got nothing. Correct. And you don't hate me? I don't hate you. I hate what happened. I hate that they lied to both of us. I hate that they used my money without telling me. But you? You're just another person they lied to. She sobbed harder. Grandma handed her tissues. What can I do? Melissa asked. How can I make this right? You can't. It's not your debt to pay. But I want to. There's nothing to do. Just live your life. Be happy with Jake. Don't let this destroy your marriage. He's talking about giving them back the wedding money. I raised my eyebrows. They paid for the wedding? $20,000. Wow. Jake says it's blood money, that we shouldn't keep it. It kind of is blood money, but it's also a sunk cost. The wedding happened. You can't unwedding yourself. She almost smiled. That's what I said. Great minds. She took a shaky breath. I want to pay you back. The $80,000. Melissa? I'm serious. Jake and I talked about it. We'll take out a loan. Pay you $500 a month. It'll take forever, but you're not doing that. Why not? Because you'll spend the next 13 years paying off a debt you didn't create. That's not fair to you or Jake. But it's your money. It was my money. It's gone. I've made peace with that. I haven't, Grandma spoke up. Cameron's right, dear. It's not your responsibility. But nothing, I said. You want to do something? Be honest with your kids someday. Don't lie to them about money. Don't steal from them. Break the cycle. She nodded slowly. Okay, I can do that. That's enough? We sat there. The three of us. 3 generations. 2 of us victims. 1 of us furious on our behalf. What about Mom and Dad? Melissa asked finally. What about them? Are you ever going to talk to them again? Probably not. Ever? I mean, maybe at your funeral, or mine, but I'm not planning on it. Cameron. Melissa, they stole from me, lied to me for years, then tried to volunteer me to pay $25,000 like I owed them. I'm done. But they're our parents. They're your parents. They stopped being mine when they stole my inheritance. She flinched. That's harsh, Grandma said. But fair, I replied. Melissa stood up. I should go. Jake's waiting. How is he? Confused, angry, wondering what other family secrets exist. Tell him that's probably it. We're not that interesting otherwise. She smiled sadly. I'll tell him. At the door, she hugged me. Hard. I love you. And I'm sorry. For all of it. I know. Love you too. She left. Grandma and I sat back down. You handled that well, she said. Thanks. She feels guilty. She should. Not for the theft, but for not questioning it. She was young. So was I, but I didn't have anyone paying my way. Grandma patted my hand. You're a good man, Cameron. Better than they deserve. I'm just tired, Grandma. Tired of being the responsible one. The one who figures it out. The one who doesn't complain. You're allowed to complain. I just did. At a wedding, in front of 200 people. She laughed. Actually laughed. That you did. And it was glorious. My phone buzzed again. I turned it back on. Text from Uncle Tom. Your parents are calling everyone trying to explain their side. Just FYI. I showed Grandma. Let them explain, she said. Won't change anything. Half the family saw the documents. The other half will hear about them. Truth's out. She was right. The family was splitting. Team Cameron and Team Parents. And for once in my life, I wasn't trying to keep everyone together. I was letting it break. Because some things can't be fixed. And shouldn't be. The family civil war started on Facebook. Because of course it did. Where else would middle-aged relatives air their grievances? Actual conversation? Please. I didn't see it firsthand because I'd muted my entire family on social media years ago. But Uncle Tom sent screenshots. Mom's post, Monday, 10 a.m. Heartbroken over lies being spread about our family. We did everything we could to help our children succeed. Sometimes love means making hard choices. Family first. Aunt Sarah's comment. Hard choices like stealing $150K from your son, That kind of love? Mom's reply, you don't understand the full situation. Uncle Tom's comment, I'm an accountant. I understand theft. Here are the bank records. Attached documents. It spiraled from there. Cousins taking sides, aunts and uncles weighing in, someone's wife who'd never met me defending my parents because family is complicated. Uncle Mike changed his profile picture to one of him and Grandpa. Caption, some people honor their father's wishes. Others steal from their grandchildren. Subtle. By Monday afternoon, my phone was a war zone. Cousin Jenny. Saw the Facebook thing. Your parents are saying you misunderstood the trust situation? Me. I misunderstood $150K going missing? That's impressive. Cousin Jenny. They're playing victim hard. Me. They've had practice. Aunt Carol. Mom's sister. I think you're being very unfair to your mother. She's devastated. Me. So was I when I found out my college fund was stolen. We've both had rough weeks. Aunt Carol. There are two sides to every story. Me. Sure. There's the side with bank records and the side with excuses. Pick one. She didn't respond. Tuesday, Dad called. I let it go to voicemail. Cameron, this is your father. We need to talk like adults. This public humiliation needs to stop. Your mother is having health issues from the stress. Call me back. I deleted it. Grandma called an hour later. Your father just showed up at my house. What? Demanding I talk sense into you. I told him to leave or I'd call the police. Did he leave? After I picked up the phone. He's desperate, Cameron, scrambling. Good. Your mother's been calling Melissa nonstop. I know, Melissa texted me. She's not answering. Smart girl. Wednesday brought a new development. Email from Dad. Subject, proposal for resolution. I almost deleted it. Curiosity 1. Cameron, after much discussion, your mother and I would like to propose a payment plan. We can pay you back $500 a month until the debt is cleared. This will take approximately 25 years, but it shows our commitment to making this right. In exchange, we ask that you cease all public discussion of this matter. Resume normal family relations. Attend family events without hostility. We believe this is fair and will allow us all to move forward. Please respond within 48 hours. Dad. I read it 3 times. Then I laughed. Actually laughed out loud. I forwarded it to Grandma with the subject line, the audacity. She called immediately. $500 a month for 25 years? That's the offer. And you have to stop talking about it and play happy family? Apparently. What are you going to say? What do you think I should say? I think you should tell them to take their payment plan and shove it where the sun doesn't shine. But I'm old and cranky. I like your version. I replied to Dad's email. No, the money's gone. I don't want payments. I want nothing from you. But I'm also not agreeing to silence or fake family harmony. You made choices. These are the consequences. Cameron. Hit send. 3 minutes later, my phone rang. Dad. I didn't answer. Voicemail. You're being completely unreasonable. We're offering to pay you back and you're throwing it in our faces. What more do you want? I saved it. Added it to the folder. You know. For documentation purposes. Thursday, the extended family drama reached new heights. Aunt Carol organized a family mediation dinner. Sent a group text inviting everyone to discuss this situation like adults. Uncle Tom's response? There's nothing to discuss. They stole money. It's documented. End of story. Aunt Carol. Tom, you're not helping. Uncle Tom. Neither are thieves, but here we are. Aunt Sarah. I'm not sitting at a table with people who stole from their own child. Cousin Mike. Same. Grandma. I'd rather eat glass, respectfully. The mediation dinner was canceled. Friday, Melissa called. Mom showed up at our apartment. Oh no. She was crying, said you're tearing the family apart, that Grandma's will change is elder abuse, that we need to talk sense into you. What did you say? Jake told her to leave. I like Jake more every day. She asked if I'd testify that you're being vindictive, for when they sue you. I sat up. They're suing me? She said Dad's considering it. For defamation or something. Defamation requires lies. I told the truth. That's what Jake said. He's a paralegal, by the way. Did I mention that? You did not. Yeah, works at a law firm. He said their case would get laughed out of court. Jake's the best thing to happen to this family. I know, right? We talked for another hour. About the wedding, the aftermath, how she was handling everything. I keep thinking about all the times I complained about homework, she said. While you were working 2 jobs. I feel like such an ass. You were a kid. Kids complain about homework. But I had it so easy and I didn't even know. That's not your fault. Feels like it should be. Feelings aren't facts. You're an innocent party who got used. That's it. She was quiet for a moment. Jake wants to cut them off completely. Good instinct. But they're my parents. They're also thieves who used you as a money laundering operation. Jesus, Cameron. Too harsh? No, accurate. Just harsh. Saturday brought the piece de resistance. Mom posted on Facebook. Long post. The kind that starts with, I never thought I'd have to defend myself publicly, but I didn't read it. Uncle Tom sent screenshots anyway. The gist, she and Dad had been struggling financially. The trust fund was technically family money. They always intended to pay it back. Cameron was twisting the narrative and refusing reconciliation. The comments were divided. Random family friend. Praying for your family during this difficult time. Uncle Tom. The narrative is, you stole $150K, there's no twisting required. Aunt Carol. Maybe Cameron should be more forgiving. Cousin Mike. Maybe they should have been less thieving. Grandma. My husband is rolling in his grave. Shame on you both. That last one got 47 likes. Mom deleted the post an hour later. Sunday, I got a letter. Actual physical mail. From a law firm. My stomach dropped. Opened it. Cease and desist. You are hereby ordered to stop making defamatory statements about Richard and Susan Morrison. I called Grandma. They sent me a cease and desist. For what? Defamation. For telling people about the trust fund theft. Can they do that? They can send a letter. Doesn't mean it's valid. What are you going to do? Forward it to my own lawyer. See what he says. I did. He called back in an hour. This is hilarious. Hilarious? Truth is an absolute defense to defamation. You have bank records proving everything you said. Their lawyer is either incompetent or billing them for a letter he knows is worthless. So I can ignore it? Completely. Want me to respond? What would you say? Essentially, our client told the truth. Your clients committed theft. Pound sand. I like that. Do it. He sent the response Monday morning. By Monday afternoon, I got a call from Dad's lawyer. Mr. Morrison, this is Peter Chen from, are you related to me? What? No, Chen is a common, just checking. What do you want? Your father has asked me to negotiate. There's nothing to negotiate. Perhaps we could discuss a settlement. I don't want their money. I want to be left alone. Your father feels you've been unreasonable. My father stole $150K from me. I feel he's been criminal. We're at an impasse. Mr. Morrison, are we done? Yes. I suppose we are. Great. Don't call again. I hung up. 30 seconds later, Dad called. I didn't answer. Voicemail. Your attitude is unacceptable. We're trying to make this right and you're being stubborn and vindictive. This isn't how family treats family. I saved it. Added it to the folder. The folder was getting thick. Tuesday, something unexpected happened. Grandpa's brother, Great Uncle William, called. I'd met him maybe twice in my life. Cameron, it's your Great Uncle Bill. Hi, Uncle Bill. I heard about the trust fund situation. I figured everyone had by now. Your grandmother sent me the documents. Of course she did. I'm an attorney, retired, but still licensed. Okay. I'd like to represent you. Pro bono. I blinked. For what? For whatever comes next. Your parents are flailing. Desperate people do stupid things. I want to make sure you're protected. Uncle Bill, I don't even know you. You're Robert's grandson. That's enough. He was my favorite brother. What they did to his legacy, his voice hardened. I'd like to help, if you'll let me. Yeah, okay, thank you. Good. Forward me everything. Every document, every email, every voicemail. I want a complete record. You think they'll escalate? I think they're cornered. Cornered people are dangerous. He was right. Wednesday, I got served. Process server showed up at my work, handed me papers. Cameron Morrison? Yes? You've been served. He left. I opened it. My parents were suing me for tortious interference with family relationships and intentional infliction of emotional distress. They were asking for $100,000 in damages. I called Uncle Bill. They're suing me. For what? I read him the complaint. He laughed. This is the dumbest lawsuit I've seen in 40 years. Can they win? Absolutely not. But they can waste everyone's time and money, which is probably the point. What do I do? Nothing. I'll handle it. This will be dismissed so fast their heads will spin. You sure? Cameron, they're suing you for telling the truth about their theft. In what universe does that work? I don't know. I'm an accountant, not a lawyer. Exactly. That's why you have me. Don't worry. This is DOA. He filed a response Friday. I read it. It was beautiful. Essentially, plaintiff stole $150K from defendant. Defendant told people about it. Plaintiffs are mad they got caught. Case dismissed. But in legal language. With citations. The judge scheduled a hearing for 2 weeks out. In the meantime, the family split was complete. Team Cameron, Grandma, Uncle Tom, Aunt Sarah, Cousin Mike, Melissa, and Jake, Great Uncle Bill, and about half the extended family. Team Parents, Aunt Carol, 2 random cousins I barely knew, and some family friends who didn't have all the facts. Everyone else, Switzerland, staying out of it. Thanksgiving was going to be interesting. Actually, no. Thanksgiving was going to be non-existent, because I wasn't going anywhere near them. I was going to Grandma's, with Uncle Bill, and Melissa and Jake. Small, quiet, drama-free. Exactly what Thanksgiving should be. My phone buzzed. Text from Mom. Mom, you're destroying this family. I stared at it for a long time. Then I replied, Me. No. You destroyed it when you stole from me. I'm just refusing to pretend it didn't happen. She didn't respond. And honestly, I didn't need her to. Because the people who mattered, Grandma, Uncle Bill, Melissa, Jake, they knew the truth. Everyone else could pick a side. I'd already picked mine. And it wasn't theirs. The hearing lasted 11 minutes. I know because I timed it. Accountant habits die hard. Uncle Bill and I sat on one side. My parents and their lawyer, Peter Chen, sat on the other. Judge Patricia Moore looked about 60. The expression of someone who'd seen every ridiculous lawsuit imaginable and was done with all of them. She read the complaint. Read Uncle Bill's response. Looked up. Mr. Chen, your clients are suing their son for telling people they stole his trust fund? Peter Chen stood. Your Honor, it's more nuanced than, did they take money from his trust fund? They were co-trustees with legal access. That's not what I asked. Did they take the money? Pause. Yes, but for their own use? Credit card debt and a timeshare? He checked his notes. Yes, Your Honor. So they took his money. He told people. And now they're suing him for being honest? Your Honor, she held up her hand. This is frivolous. Case dismissed. Bang, gavel down. My parents' faces went white. Your Honor, Peter Chen tried. We'd like to. Denied, whatever it is. She looked at my parents. Mr. and Mrs. Morrison, your son told the truth. You don't like it. That's not a lawsuit. That's consequences. We stood, walked out. Peter Chen caught us in the hallway. For what it's worth, I advised against this. Then why file it? I asked. Client insisted. Retainer was $15,000. I laughed. They paid you 15 grand for an 11-minute dismissal? He walked away without answering. Uncle Bill bought me coffee. It's over. They're out of legal options. They'll try something else. Let them. You're protected. 2 weeks later, Grandma invited me to dinner. Pot roast. My favorite. After she pulled out an envelope. Yellowed. Old. Your grandfather wrote you a letter when he set up the trust. What? He gave it to me to give you when you turned 25. I forgot about it until last week. Found it in my safety deposit box. My hands shook opening it. Dear Cameron, if you're reading this, I'm gone. Sorry about that. I'm leaving you this trust fund because I believe in you. You're smart, kind, responsible. Your parents mean well, but they struggle with money. Always have. Don't let them make their problems your problems. This money is yours, not the family's. Yours. Use it wisely. I'm proud of you. Love, Grandpa. I read it 3 times through tears. He knew, I whispered. He knew they'd try to take it. He knew them better than anyone, Grandma said. And they took it anyway. I folded the letter carefully. I'm keeping this. Of course you are. It's yours. 3 months after the wedding, my parents sent one final email. Cameron, we understand you're angry, but this has gone on long enough. We're asking you to forgive us, to be a family again. We love you. We made choices we thought were best. Please call us. Love, Mom and Dad. I read it twice, then replied, Mom and Dad, you didn't make mistakes. Mistakes are accidents. You made choices, deliberate ones, for 4 years. You stole my inheritance, lied about it, then tried to make me fund a honeymoon like I owed you. I don't forgive you, maybe someday. Not today. I needed honesty. You gave me theft. I'm done. No more emails, no calls, no lawsuits, just distance. Live your life. I'll live mine. Separately. Cameron. Hit send. Blocked their emails. Blocked their numbers. Blocked everything. Done. 6 months after the wedding, Melissa called. I'm pregnant. Congratulations. It's a boy. We're naming him Robert, after Grandpa. My throat tightened. Really? Jake insisted. He wants our son to know who his great-grandfather was, what he stood for. Grandpa would be honored. We're going to tell him everything when he's old enough. About the trust, about choosing to be better. That's good, Mel. Really good. She paused. Mom and Dad don't know yet. Are you telling them? Eventually. But they're not meeting him. Not until they apologize to you. Really apologize. That might be never. Then it's never. I also got a check that week. From Melissa. $200. With a note. First payment. $39.99 more to go. Worth it. M. I deposited it into a separate account. Melissa's conscience fund. Not because I needed it, because she needed to do it. And that mattered. 2 years after the wedding, Grandma passed away. Peaceful. In her sleep. At 83. The funeral was packed. My parents came, sat in the back, didn't speak to me. I sat in front with Uncle Bill, Melissa and Jake, Uncle Tom, Aunt Sarah. The people who mattered. The will reading was 2 weeks later. Everything to me. As promised. House, $400,000. Savings, $280,000. Total, $680,000. My mother's face when Uncle Bill read it was something I'll never forget. This isn't right, she said. I'm her daughter. And she made her choice, Uncle Bill replied. The will is legal. You have no grounds to contest. But, Mrs. Morrison, your mother left everything to Cameron because you stole his inheritance. She told me explicitly. Would you like me to quote her exact words? Mom left. Dad followed. I never saw them again. I bought a house with Grandma's inheritance. 3 bedrooms, nice neighborhood, garden, paid cash. Melissa and Jake brought a plant to the housewarming. And 2-year-old Robert. This is amazing, Cam, Melissa said. Grandpa and Grandma made it possible. Robert tugged my sleeve. Uncle Cameron, Mommy says you teach about money? I knelt down. I do. Want to learn? Yes. I pulled out a jar of jelly beans. Okay, if you save 10 jelly beans today, tomorrow you'll have 11. That's called compound interest. Why 11? Because your money grows when you save it, like a plant. His eyes went wide. So if I save my allowance, it grows, just like these jelly beans. And nobody can take it? Melissa's breath caught. Nobody you don't trust, I said carefully. That's why you only let good people help with your money. Like you? Like me. He hugged me tight. I'm glad you're my uncle. Me too, buddy. That evening, Melissa and I sat on my porch. Do you ever wonder what would have happened if they hadn't stolen it? She asked. Sometimes. But then I think, maybe I wouldn't have fought so hard. Wouldn't have learned to stand up for myself. I gestured at my house, my garden, my life. They took $150,000, but I built something worth more. What's that? Self-respect, boundaries, a family I chose instead of one I was stuck with. She smiled. Grandpa would be proud. I hope so. My phone buzzed. Payment notification. Melissa's monthly $200. I didn't need it, but I accepted it. Because it wasn't about money. It was about her choosing to be better. Inside, Robert was showing Jake his jelly bean jar, carefully counting them. Learning early what I'd learned late. Protect what's yours. Trust the right people. And never let anyone, not even family, tell you that theft is love. The trust fund was gone. But I'd built something better. A life on my terms. With people who valued truth over comfort. And that was worth more than any inheritance. Even one I deserved.